In today's interior design video, I'm gonna share with you 5 Valentine's decorating ideas. They are super easy and affordable. Keep watching. Hello. Welcome back to Ramon at Home. You guys, I miss you so much. I cannot believe this is a brand new year. And I want to take a second, first of all, to wish you a best 2022 because I know this year is going to be amazing. But let me just say that I missed you guys so much and I am so excited to bring you a brand new season, starting with this compilation for Valentine's interior design ideas and decor DIYs to help you create something beautiful in your home. If you've been here for a long time, then thank you for being here. This is going to be the best year yet. And if you just arrived from our holiday season, well, welcome. Let me take a second to welcome every single one of you and thank you for being here. I know we're gonna have so much fun. But to have fun and to get started with these Valentine's DIYs, I'm gonna head over to the studio for project number 1. Keep watching. All right, everyone, so to get the fireplace mantle all ready, the very first thing I'm going to do is make a beautiful bouquet of roses. Now I have selected this gorgeous white container that I already had, and as I told you earlier, we're gonna be using all materials that we may already have around the house. If you do not have these particular materials, you can always go looking for them, but I really recommend to work with what you have right now. So I have this container. I went ahead and put the moss and the foam already in it, so it's going to be all mossed and ready. I'm gonna use a variety of greeneries that I had already had laying around. I'm gonna use 12 red roses, long stem, and I'm gonna be using 10 roses, short stem, as well as some of these really pretty white lilac and a pre-made bow. Now I wanna point out real quick, you guys see right here, this is one of the stems that I talked to you about last time I cut a stem. I saved them because now it's gonna serve as a pick with this beautiful Valentine's bow that I already had the ribbon for. All right, so let's get started. The very first thing you wanna do when you create a beautiful dozen roses bouquet is to create some height. And because it's going to be on the fireplace, I really wanted to take some of the space. And I just love, and it's music to my ears, when this just penetrates the foam. It sounds glorious. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some of these flowers right here. If you guys have not seen my last video, I show you how to make 5 Valentine's home decor elegant. Because you know what, I feel like because it is Valentine's, sometimes tends to be on the cheesy side. Well, I wanna show you guys how you can create some really pretty and elegant Valentine's decor for your home. Valentine's is such a short period of time that we tend to just throw something together. But I feel like if we just put a little bit more of oomph into our decor for Valentine's, it can just be more elegant and more upscale than versus cheesy, which kind of like Valentine says. So I'm gonna go ahead and add one on the top. If you've been following this channel, you know that what happens on the left happens on the right, and what happens up must come down. Those are the rules that I came up with to remember when I learned floral design. So now I'm gonna add some of these really pretty fern going up this way. I have 4 of them, so I'm gonna go ahead and meet another one. And notice that I'm not gonna put it flat, but I'm gonna give it a little twist, because just by giving it that little twist, you give character to the fern. See how that's how they grow. If you have a fern plant, I really recommend to go out there and take a look at it so you can see what it looks like, and kind of trying to mimic that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this one coming forward like this, and then I'm gonna put another one right here. So give it a little bend right here, and like I said, just give it a little spin to give it character. Thumbs up if you guys are enjoying these videos this year so far. We've had so many cool ideas going on, and like I said, our last video was another Valentine's video that I'm gonna link up right here right now, so you guys can go check it out. All of those beautiful DIYs and home decor. Now when you have a leaf like this and you want to give it some play, you want to go ahead and bend this like this to give it some character, give it that little curvature, because that's always you have to think about, how do they grow on the wild, in the natural, on your plants. Go look at your plants and study them and see how they grow to kind of know what they look like. And look how pretty this looks just with greenery. This is really, really cute. I could continue to go on with the greenery, but I'm gonna stop right here and I'm gonna start adding my flowers. Now, Like I told you earlier, I have some really short roses. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually gonna start filling in. Remember what happens on the right happens on the left. So I'm gonna put one right here. I'm gonna go right here. Now I'm gonna spin around like this, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put one right here on this corner. And immediately I'm gonna spin around and I'm gonna come to this corner. Now I want all of these roses to be really tucked in because I want the taller ones to be up on the top. So I'm gonna add one right here. Then I'm gonna put one in my hand right here and immediately come over this way, like that. And what I'm trying to do is basically just fill in this container. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab yet another one. Like I said, I'm just filling in right here the perimeter. I want all of this bottom to be filled in with these tiny roses or short roses like this. So this is what it looks like so far. I like the way this is looking. However, now we're gonna give it a height with our longer roses. Now this right here, I've had for a while. So what you wanna start is just start right here on the crown. Now remember, if you've been following the channel, this is the crown right here. Just go ahead and place it right there and then immediately come to this side. So one facing south, one facing north, like this. Perfect. And so then I'm gonna grab some of these ones that are bending down like this, and I want them to follow this line right here with the greenery. So I'm gonna go towards the bottom and then just bend it down like this. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab another one and go ahead and swirl all the way around and put opposite side. Just go ahead and give it a bend down. That's gonna start to give us that long shape that we're looking for. I'm gonna add one right here. And at this point, it's getting kind of hard to find that foam. And then I'm gonna go ahead and opposite the other side, I'm gonna go ahead and add another one right here. And see what I'm doing? What happens on the left happens on the right. Now this is going to be on our mantle, and I think it's gonna look really cute. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and add one right here coming down. Let's see, let me spin it around. I'm gonna add one right here, right in the corner to fill in. Then I'm gonna come over to this side. I'm gonna do yet another one right here in the corner, like this. So cute. Let's see. I'm gonna add one right here coming down, like this. Now keep in mind, this is going to be against the wall in my fireplace. So I'm gonna use this last one right here to kind of give it a fuller look. And I went ahead and used a skewer to make this one longer because I want this to be the one on the crown. So I just used some floral tape, a skewer, and then I bonded it together. I'm gonna go ahead and go right here to the crown, and I'm gonna make that one the tallest one. Look how cute that is. So simple, so striking. And what's really going to set it off is going to be this white lilac. Remember in our last video when we did the florals, I told you that you have to kind of mimic the color of the container as close as you can with the color of a flower or a foliage, because that's going to tie in your look together. So because our container is white, I'm going to go ahead and add a simple white lilac, and it's not going to be a lot, but keep in mind that that's going to bring the color all the way up. And remember, just always, always, always what happens on the left happens on the right. And as you insert, immediately go ahead and go to the other side and insert where you did, like this. Make sure it goes into the foam so it stays in place. So I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna spin all the way around, and I'm gonna go right here. At this point, we're just basically filling in. And how cute is this, you guys? I want right here, and I'm gonna show you the end result in a second. If you are enjoying these floral classes, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. I am gonna go put this on the fireplace. This is the end result, the finished product. Oh, one thing, hang on one second. I have my bow, you guys. Okay, so let me find a place for it. So this is going to be our front. So I'm gonna go ahead and add it right here on the corner. And just make sure that goes right in the corner. Once you add your bow, make sure you fluff, like this. Now we're finished. Look at this, how cute is this? So now I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the fireplace. I'm getting ready to set a beautiful tablescape for two for this Valentine, so keep watching. Now, wasn't this super fun? You guys are gonna see this floral bouquet used on a mantelpiece later on this video as I set a beautiful table for two. But right now, I'm gonna share with you how to create the perfect, super simple, and very affordable wreath for your front door. Keep watching. All right, everyone, so for this DIY, I'm also going to be using all recycled items I already had from last year. Now, here's what I'm telling you about rolling your ribbon every end of the season. This actually is from Christmas, and I have these Valentines right here because it can always be repurposed. Now, these are florals that I bought last year that I did not get to use, so we're gonna be using them this year. So I have some of these really pretty red and some of these pink. Now, I also bought this at Walmart last year. It's a little hanger. It says, "Oh, my heart," and I didn't get to use it. So we're gonna go ahead and strip the little string from it because we're gonna glue it. And then also I have this heart that is made out of wire that I already started wrapping on burlap, which is going to be the step number one to get all of this heart wrapped on burlap, because I wanted to look a little bit more on the cleaner side. Once again, I wanted to look not so fussy. We're going for a more minimal look this time. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. I came to an end right here, so I wanted to show you this. I'm gonna go ahead and fold right there. Then I'm gonna grab my burlap bolt. I'm gonna just drop it on the floor, and I'm gonna start right here on the top, and then I'm gonna one time really tight. You don't even need glue. All you need the glue is to kind of seal it at the end. Very tight right there. Just make sure that you swirl around. I cannot wait to read your comments. Are you guys enjoying this year's series? I am so excited because I have so many makeovers lined up for this year, and I could not be more excited to just bring you guys ideas on how to decorate your home, how to find your style, how to craft without having to spend hundreds of dollars. You know, sometimes we buy things and we don't use them. We just go ahead and pitch. Well, don't pitch. Things that can be used one time over and over and over can always be saved. Like this ribbon, look at this. So we stop right here. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my hot glue gun. I'm gonna put glue on this glue. Listen to me. I'm gonna put glue on this burlap ribbon, and ooh, now watch out because it's smoking hot. So go ahead and press it down like that, very tight. Just press. Let your, what I like about burlap is really hangs on to your glue. So you really don't need, and look at that, how cute and adorable is this? This is gonna be for our door. All right, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to place this little heart right here. So I'm gonna put glue on these both corners, and be generous with your hot glue, but remember that with burlap, it'll just instantly remain. Look at that. How cute is that, you guys? I love it, thumbs up. Oh my heart, so cute. All right, so for the next step, what I want to do is I'm going to make a simple, cute little bow with this leftover ribbon. I want it to be dainty, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with a tiny little loop like this. I want it to be dainty, but I want it to be fluffy and fat, because I think fat bows are super cute. I'm gonna go ahead and start right there, and then continue to twist. And I'm gonna show you a trick real quick. I love this ribbon's shape, and I love the little print. It's super sweet. Or I'm gonna leave a tail like that, but what I want you to see is I'm gonna go ahead and grab a strip of ribbon. I'm gonna use this to tie this together. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull like that. I'm gonna tie it with my fingers like this. And then we're gonna use this to tie into our heart right here. So I'm gonna go down. I want that tail to be long, so I'm going to go ahead and just knot right here. Put a knot really tight. Do a double knot just to make sure it's secured, because why not? And what I like about these ribbons is because you can always go back and fluff again. And we're gonna go ahead and cut this guy right here. I don't want a super long tail, so I'm gonna cut, dovetail it. Look at that, how cute is this? Oh, she needs to be dovetailed too. She is not going anywhere. All right, then this one is super long too, so I'm gonna just cut it. And because they're from last year, I don't feel so guilty about cutting the ribbons. All right, so we have all these cute little bows like this. This project is literally a few dollars. It's actually free because it was from last year. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and cut these guys. You know, if you follow the channel, that I like to cut them all at once to save me time. So just go ahead and grab your cutters and cut. Now, usually we save this to make ornament picks, but I have plenty. So this year, I'm not gonna be hoarding materials that I don't need, and I hope you're not either. So we're not gonna just have all these materials we don't use. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that head out And then I'm gonna grab some glue, and I'm gonna go ahead and put right here. How sweet is that? I'll show you in a second. Then I'm gonna pull this guy right here. I'm gonna add some glue. Just be generous with your glue. Because remember, if you're generous with your glue with burlap, all you have to do is press down a little bit. Super sweet, and you didn't spend any money because we already had all these materials, remember, from last year. And who doesn't have a project from last year that is like ready to be reworked? I know I do have many, and this year we're gonna focus on that, not having to spend a lot of money. So I'm gonna add this flower on this little project so we can actually save our money to buy the bigger items that we need. Like I know I need a set of chairs, so therefore I'm not gonna be spending money on all of these materials I already have on my storage when I know I have a few chairs that I have to buy, that I want to buy. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and add this guy right here, like that. I'm gonna add this one longer. So I'm gonna go ahead and put glue on this stem right here. It's smoking. And I'm gonna add it right there. That's really cute. I'm gonna add one more. So just add glue, smear it. Then I'm gonna add this guy right here. All right, so I have 2 flowers left. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and cut them really short, but I wanna keep their greenery. So I'm gonna cut them short like this. And I have a bouquet of flowers right here with a bow. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and, let me see. I feel like, yeah, I want to add them right here. So I'm going to go ahead and actually take off the stem and just let your eye dictate where you want your flowers to be. So I want them right here by the plaque. So I'm going to add one right there, and then I'm going to get this stem, some glue, and I'm going to add this one right here. And how sweet is this, you guys? This project was basically free because I had all of this product already in my stash. So I'm going to put this in the door and I'll show you what that looks like. Keep watching. All right, you guys, so I want to give you a really quick tip about our wreath to make it look even cuter on our door. So here's our door hanger, and I usually have this burlap sleeve that I use all throughout the year because it hides your hanger. So I'm going to go ahead and take that one off. And then I have this piece of ribbon that is just laying around, and it is a complimentary one for Valentine's Day. So this is basically free because you have to do is grab your ribbon like this, and what we're going to do is we're going to glue on each side. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some glue right here, and just go ahead and do a strip of glue all the way down, and then you glue these 2 together. All right, you guys, so once you're done gluing your sleeve, just go ahead and put your door hanger, and that's where we're gonna hang our wreath. I'm gonna get it all together. Now, I want to quickly tell you this is something that you can do with all the seasons, and you can change it because if you buy a bolt of ribbon, you always have extra. So just go ahead and cover your hanger, and it will give your wreath just a little oomph. And I think it is a great idea. So thumbs up, and let me hang this on the door. I'll be right back. I want to take a second to invite you guys to come join me on my Instagram account for daily Insta stories, behind the scenes, and all of the things that you don't get to see here at Ramon at Home on YouTube. The links to all of my social media are going to be linked down below in the description box below. Let's get back to the video. Really cute. So the very first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some of this lilac right here, and I'm gonna do a bundle of 3 right here. Remember, when you're working on the floral industry, always remember 3s, 2s, and 1s. So I'm gonna do 3 on this side, then I'm gonna go ahead and add 2 on this side, like so. And then I have 3 right here, so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna add 2 roses, one right in the middle of my trio, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add 1 right here. And because I have 2 right here, I'm going to go ahead and add 3. So 1 on each side of the lilac, and push down. I want to mention again, this is all stuff that I already had laying around. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a third one up here. Now I'm gonna come in with some of these white roses. I'm gonna add a white one right here. What happens on the left happens on the right. So I'm gonna go ahead and mimic that on the other side. And then I'm gonna use this one on the crown to do a trio. Now remember, this is the crown right here on the top. And I'm gonna go in with some of this lilac on the top. So one on each side, like this. As you guys can see, this is super simple. Then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna use whatever flowers I have to fill in the holes. Like I have a hole right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and insert this flower and just make sure that I go down. It is a pave style, so they all have to be around the same perimeter. So I have a space right here. I'm gonna spin it around and bring this flower right here to fill in. And I just like the wispiness of this white lilac. I'm gonna go ahead and add one right here, like that, to fill in. All right, so I'm gonna put our bouquet to the side. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab these hearts and I'm gonna do it like this so you guys can see it. I'm gonna do a strip of glue going all the way down. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this skewer and I'm gonna go ahead and place it where my glue is. Put it down so I can push down, like that. Then I'm gonna grab my glue once again. I'm gonna go in on top of the skewer all the way down, like that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab my heart, the other heart, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it right there on the top. And now I can press these two together. And you're gonna give yourself a beautiful Valentine's pick. That what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and insert this right here on the top, like that. How cute is that? And then I have some of these hearts that I also used in one of the bouquets last year. I'm gonna throw a picture right now so you guys can see it. And once again, all of those videos are going to be on a playlist right here. So you guys can go check them out after this one. Those are last year's bouquets. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this cute little heart and I'm gonna come in here with one of them to kind of accent that heart. I'm gonna come on the other side and go ahead and give them a little bit of shape and character. So that way they look cuter and not so flat. I'm gonna do two on this side, then I'm gonna spin around and I'm gonna come in with a third one over on this side right here. All right, so this is the end result, both together. I'm gonna take this to my tablescape and I'll show you what it all looks like together. Keep watching. If you've been following this channel for any period of time, then you know that decorating a lantern is a must. Lanterns are the perfect decorating tool for any holiday or any season, whether it's Christmas, fall, Thanksgiving, in this case, Valentine's. You have to have a lantern that really make an impact. And in this video, I'm gonna share with you how to decorate a beautiful lantern for Valentine's that is going to make a huge difference in your decor in 2 easy steps. So let's head back to the studio. Alright everyone, so as I mentioned to you before, this is all going to be done with old materials that I already had from last year's Valentine's Day. I also purchased a few things last year after the Valentine's Day sale. So I have a few items that actually I have not used because they were purchased on clearance. So I picked this really pretty white jar, and keep in mind that I'm gonna try to keep it as neutral and as minimal as possible because I'm trying to go for a cleaner look this year. So I have this white jar and I already pre-foamed it, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a little piece of foam right here on the top and just press down. I'm gonna use a few of these really pretty silk roses that I had left over from another job. I have some eucalyptus. I think this one came from Walmart. I have a bow that I have already used in a past video. Now I'm gonna link up right now in the iCard and also in the down below a whole playlist of all of the Valentine's DIYs that I have done here at Ramon at home, so you guys can go check them out after this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this bow and some tails, and they're already picked. I'm going to go ahead and use this heart that I used last year in this particular arrangement. I have, like I mentioned to you before, these hearts that I haven't used because I bought them on clearance. And let's see, let me pull really hard. They are really cute and they come 5 at a pack, and there's some red ones and a few white ones. And then I'm gonna use a little bit of this Spanish moss from Walmart. All right, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm gonna just pull a little bit of this reindeer moss, and keep in mind this makes a lot of a mess. And I'm gonna go ahead and lay some of it up here just to try and cover the circumference of this container. Now, I do want it to spill over because I really feel like It's more natural looking when it does that. Now I'm not gonna go ahead and pin it because I'm gonna add some of this greenery. Now for this greenery, I want you to go ahead and give it a bend down so it spills down like this. Now keep in mind this is going to be inside of the lantern that we're going to be decorating. So I want it to be as tall as possible so that lantern really has some height in the inside. So I'm gonna go ahead and add one more right here. And then right here where the picture bends down, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that I put one going down. So I have some tall ones, some short ones, and I'm gonna go ahead and add one right here. Now this is gonna be towards the back, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my last foliage and add this right here. So it spills forward, it gives it some girth, and it also gives it some height. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add my heart. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a fresh clip. Now when you clip, make sure that you clip on a diagonal so it creates that really sharp point, and it is easier to add to your arrangements. So far, so good. Then I have some of these really cute roses, and I don't want very many of them because I want it to be more, like I said, minimal looking. I want the heart to be the focal point. When you insert your roses, make sure that you put some down, some up, so you can give it that height and dimension. So I'm gonna go ahead and add one right here. And I love using this moss because it really helps to lock it in place, and it just gives that arrangement a more natural feel. And as I mentioned, this bow right here was from last year's. You guys know me, if you've been following this channel, you know that I like to keep my ribbons, and I always like to save them because look, it's already picked. So I'm gonna go ahead and add it right here like this. I'm gonna soften that tail going down. Then I'm gonna grab another rose and I'm gonna add it right here in the middle of this bow like this. And I think I'm gonna add my last rose, giving it a bend over on this side with this one right here, like that. And then I have these tails that I'm going to go ahead and just soften them up a little bit. They're already dovetail and everything. I'm just gonna go ahead and add. A lot of people ask me where these picks can be found. You can find this at any craft store or any floral supply store. And if you don't know where that is, you can also call our friends from Shinoda because that's where I get mine, because I know that they have them. All right, so push that down and look how cute. You can open your tails like this. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and use the biggest hearts, and I'm gonna go ahead and use them as a flower. So I'm gonna put one right here in between these two. So I'm not gonna use it as an accent. I'm just gonna pretend like this is a flower, so they have to go at the same height as the other ones. And I'm gonna go ahead and add this one right here, right inside the heart. I'm going to put one right here, like this. And then I'm gonna use this white as an accent. And the good thing about these white ones is because every time that you make a bouquet, if you have a color container, like this is white, you have to bring an element into your bouquet to make sure that you tie it all together. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this one right here, because it just gives it that cohesion and cohesiveness to the bouquet. As you guys can see, the white on the ribbon and the white on these little hearts really do tie in with the container right here. All right, you guys, so this is the end result. And as you guys can see, that white on the ribbon and also on the little hearts really tie in with the container, and it makes it look really clean and cohesive and very Valentine's Day. Okay, so now that we have our floral arrangement that is going to go inside of the lantern, I'm gonna show you how to decorate the top and put it all together. Keep watching. All right, everyone, so to put the lantern together, like I mentioned before, I want something more simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna start by making a bow. And as I mentioned to you before, all of these ribbons I already had because I saved them from last year's project. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it about a foot tail. I'm gonna pinch right here. And I wanted something to be really full because the florals are going to be a little on the minimal side on the top. So I want it to be elegant and full and just absolutely gorgeous. So basically what we're going to do is just twist right here. Now, if you are new to the channel, I do have a video on how to make 3 types of bows. I'll warn you, the music is a little loud. So if you're going to go watch it, just know that I know that the music is really loud and that I didn't know what I was doing, girls. That was one of my first videos. So I'm gonna go ahead and introduce another bow, another ribbon right here, this with hearts, just to introduce the white from the container that we're gonna go ahead and put inside. So I'm gonna go ahead and do one loop and I'm gonna go and twist, and then I'm gonna bring another loop. So I have 2 white loops and 1 white tail. I think that's plenty. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab one of these zip ties. Actually, I'm gonna grab a pipe cleaner from my stash, and I'm gonna go through the middle and tie all of this. And I think I already mentioned to you, but there is a whole playlist I'm going to link in the description box below, so you guys can go watch all of the past Valentine's DIYs if you are interested in Valentine's DIYs. All right, so that's going to be our bow. I went ahead and left some of this pipe cleaner on the back that I'm going to use to attach to my bouquet, but I do want to make an extension of it. So I grab another pipe cleaner. I twist this really tight because this needs to go around the perimeter of our lantern on the top. All right, so there's a long one and there's a short one. So now that my bow is made, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the side, and we're gonna make the swag. Let me get rid of this cute little pipe cleaner because those come in handy later for Christmas, the gold ones. All right, so I'm gonna drop these bows right here. Okay, so I have these 2 foliages. There's going to be the top and the bottom. So give yourself a curvature like this to both of them, because you want it to curve going down and you want it to curve going up. All right, and then you're gonna meet them right here in the middle and not letting go. Remember, this is your core. This is where everything comes out of. We're gonna grab some of this beautiful wax flower. This is from Shinoda Design Center, and then I'm gonna go ahead and use this wax flower and go up. So basically we're mimicking the top from the bottom. Okay, then I have this bundle of roses. Remember, we put some roses on that jar. So I just want a few of them, and so I'm gonna go ahead and add 2 to the top like this, and probably 3 to the bottom right here, without letting go of your core. Always keep your core tight. And I'm gonna go ahead and add this one here. I'm gonna save this one in case I need it later. Then I'm gonna grab a zip tie. I'm gonna zip tie all of this together without letting go of your core, and that's where all of your stems are united. All right, you're gonna pull really tight. I'm gonna grab my wire cutters and cut that excess like this. Then I'm gonna grab my bow. Like I told you, this is super simple. I wanted something simple for the dining room, and I'm gonna go ahead and grabbing those 2 pipe cleaners. I'm going to twist and just twist really tight, making sure you fluff your bow so you can see your flowers. We have all of these loops going down like this. So now I'm going to attach this guy over here to the top like this. I'm gonna get it all together and I'll show you what it looks like. Keep watching. All right, everyone, so now that my swag is in place and my bouquet is right here, I'm gonna go ahead and grab all of these leftover roses. I'm gonna open up my lantern. I'm gonna just go ahead and put them right here on the bottom of my lantern to cover up some of the mechanics and to make sure they go all the way around. So I'm gonna get all of these roses situated. Now, just so you know, these are like inexpensive roses that can be used. You can actually take the stem out if you like to just cover the perimeter. So I'm gonna get all of this done. I'm gonna put it in my dining room and I'll show you what this finished product looks like. Keep watching. All right, everyone, before I set a beautiful tablescape for 2, I want to show you how I decorate my mantle. Now, if you've been following this channel for a while, you know that I love to set a tablescape for 2. We've done one for fall and we've also done one for Christmas. And now for Valentine's, as we are in the middle of a pandemic, I'm going to show you how you can set a gorgeous table for 2. But before I do that, I'm going to show you how I decorate the mantle. So basically what I have right here, I have these really pretty candlesticks that I got at Ross Dress for Less quite a few months ago. Actually, I got this for Christmas. And so I have these flameless candles that are really, really neat. What I like to do is have my remote right next to them, so that way you can just click them all on. So then also I have some votive candles right here that is going to really help with the mood for Valentine's Day. If you have a fireplace, I really do recommend to set up a table for two, or set up even a table for everybody by your fireplace, because you can always have fire by the dinner time, and it just creates a really nice mood for your tablescapes. Or even if it is just like me to take pictures of it to put on Instagram, but these Valentines will get to do that. All right, so once we have all of our candles in place, I'm gonna get that large bouquet and I'll show you what it looks like. Keep watching. Okay, so now that we have our flowers in place, what I'm going to go ahead and add this champagne bucket. I'm gonna move some of these candles around and have them at the ready here with our bottle. It's gonna go to one side and then bring this. The candles can be like at sets of 2s, 3s, and 1s. We'll light those up in a second. So I'm gonna get ready to set a beautiful Valentine's table for two. Keep watching. All right, everyone, setting up a table for two can be really fun and super easy, and I'm gonna give you just a few quick steps and tips on how you can set a gorgeous tablescape for two for this Valentine's Day. So the very first thing I wanna talk to you guys about is your dishes. And I've talked to you guys about this before. There is no better way to create beautiful tablescapes than having a set of plain white dishes. I cannot recommend this enough. If you have a set of plain white dishes, you're always going to be able to set a beautiful tablescape. So as you guys can see right here, I have these white dishes that I've had for a while. So I'm gonna go ahead and add one right here to this side. And then to kind of break down the white from the white, I'm gonna use these cheese boards as just like another layer to add to my dish right here. And as you guys can see, the wood on this cheese board really ties in with the fireplace mantle and with the brown on the chair. So then after that, I'm gonna go ahead and add yet another white dish to kind of start layering them. And I love this look. So I'm gonna repeat the same on this one right here. I'm gonna move it to this side. And for my napkins, I have these beautiful red napkins that I've had for quite a while now. And then also this pretty silver plate napkin ring that I found at a thrift store a few years ago. And what I like to do with the napkins also, I like to layer them with this silver sheer, and it just adds even more depth into your tablescape. So I've done two of them right here. Like this, you want to make sure that you mimic the patterns. So this one's pointing to your right, make sure this one points to the left. And for my silverware, I have just my plain silverware that I'm going to add over to this side like this. And remember to always mimic your patterns. So I'm gonna add this like this. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get my stemware and I'll be right back. Keep watching. Okay, so for this occasion, I chose this really pretty stemware from IKEA, and I just love the shape of this stemware. We absolutely love having wine on this particular wine glass. So what I'm gonna do is put my wine glass first, and remember to just mimic the pattern on the other side. So we're gonna go ahead and add this right here. Now this looks really cute together, but there is a statement piece that I want to add. So I'm gonna get that ready and I'll be right back with you. Keep watching. All right, you guys, so I figured that to make a statement here on our table, since it is Valentine's Day and it is a dinner for two, why not just have a candlelight dinner? And you guys know, and I've shown you this trick before, I really like to add just a little touch of moss where the candlesticks go, because it really makes it stand out. And it just gives it that extra layer of greenery, and it looks so absolutely beautiful. And then also when your wax is melting, it all melt into the moss, and that will preserve your candlesticks from getting all waxy and dirty. So what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna go ahead and add all of my candlesticks onto my candelabra. I absolutely love the way this is looking, but I do believe it needs just a little touch of red right on the center. So I've chose this really pretty silver plate container, and I just added one single rose, a few of these beautiful white lilacs, and some greeneries to kind of mimic the larger bouquet. So I'm gonna set that right here on the middle. And as you guys can see, creating a beautiful tablescape for two for Valentine's Day, it's really affordable, easy, and so much fun. Who wouldn't want to have dinner on Valentine's Day and a glass of wine right here by the fireplace. So now I'm going to light all of the candles before I show you guys the end result, so keep watching. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in today's video. I had so much fun sharing with you all these Valentine decorating ideas, and I really hope that you are inspired. I cannot wait to get started with this 2021, where we're going to focus on interior design and showing you how you can create a beautiful space for you and your family. I'm super excited. Once again, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you already subscribed, don't forget to turn the notification bell on, where you will be notified about every single update that you do not want to miss this 2021. I could not be more excited for 2021. I know it's going to be the best year, God willing. Thank you guys so much for watching. You can watch more videos right now. Consider subscribing, and until next time, bye.